I'm Pocholo Concepcion of Daily Tribune, live on Facebook and YouTube. What's up? Today on the show, please welcome events and music producer Eloisa Matias.
Hi, Poch.
Hello,
Hi,
hello.
hello. Hi, hello, everyone. Hi, Poch. Thank you for having me.
All right. Eloisa, for the benefit of our viewers, kwento mo nga briefly, ano ang trabaho mo? What is an events and music producer?
Okay. So I actually started as a music researcher. So I did a lot of researching for the Sharon Conetta show before in ABS. I was with ABS-CBN. So ayun na, music and television shows and musical variety shows paved the way for me to become a live events producer. Kasi live naman kami palagi noon. So ayun, I mount concerts, big venues, musical concerts. I do TV specials also as an executive producer and music producer. So as music producer, that means I am in charge of the musical content. I suggest the singers, the artists. I choose the arrangers and the musical director kung sino yung gagawa, who I think would be appropriate for a particular themed event. Kasi iba-iba iba-iba rin yung mga music na needs, no?
Yes.
So that's why ganon siya.
In other words, ikaw yung commander sa likod, behind the scenes.
Yes. When I am the head of production, I am the EP, you can say that. Yeah. So in charge ka ng technical, in charge ka ng talent coordination of the people, of the artists. In charge ka ng setup, ng rehearsals, ng schedules, lahat yon, including negotiations for talent fees, lahat yan. Basta everything that is entailed to mount a show. That would be the perfect or the whole description of a music of an events producer. On the side naman, kasi not all events producers are music producers at the same time. Okay. So usually, pag event producer ka, in charge ka ng technical, yung buong show, yung lahat ng nakikita nyo, lahat ng sakit ulo na yon, in charge ang isang head ng event ng ganon. Sometimes they also get a music producer kasi hindi lagi magkasama yung skill na yon. So usually they also just get me as a music producer. Not all the shows I do, I am the event producer. Sometimes I'm just the music producer. So that's why I can kind of do both. So
okay.
Ayun.
Oo. And in time, lahat ng aspects ng production natutunan mo.
Yeah.
Ganon,
yeah.
Oo. Eloisa, isa sa unang tinamaan, direct hit, no, ng pandemic, etong field mo, hindi ba? The live events industry.
Definitely.
Oo. Yeah. Paano ka, nung tumama, anong ginagawa mo noon? And how did you adjust?
Nung COVID, and COVID caught all of us by surprise, no? We didn't know. Una, akala natin it was just a regular flu strain or a flu virus that was gonna go away right away. Hindi natin alam that it crept into our lives the way it does still. And then crippling almost all. And tama ka, Poch. One of the events one of the industries that was greatly affected is the live industry. And hindi lang yan events, that's theater, those are variety shows on TV, lahat yon, lahat ng mga movies pa, the whole entertainment thing.
Yes.
In my case, at first sabi ko, sige, wala tayong magagawa. So parang I was ready na, pahinga, walang gagawin walang kukuha, walang sino sa'yo ang kukuha, di ba? Lahat nasa bahay. And then, I think it started when all the selfless artists started just singing on their social media.
Yes.
For lack of nothing to do, di ba? Nag-umpisa yan, hindi sila binabayaran pa. Selfless lang, gusto magbigay ng aliw, gusto magbigay ng happiness dun sa mga taong bored. Kumakanta lang sila in their room, in a very simple setup. And people at the time, they were also not demanding of a great setup. Kahit pangit yung tunog mo, kahit may mga ugong yung microphone mo, naaliw lang sila na nakikita yung artista or yung singer na selflessly, na dati mong binabayaran just to watch him sing, ayun, kumakanta sa'yo ng libre sa harapan mo. And ang dami nila. So, nag-umpisa yun with a lot of parang tulong ba or hindi man foundation but a lot of benefit shows and charity for COVID, for the frontliners, for the ganyan. So, and then unti-unti, dumadami. And then the companies also could see na, yeah, we could make this work, di ba? We could give them work at the same time. We could continue kung ano yung nawala sa atin at some point. And then music was the first thing that kinda healed their souls or accompanied them in terms of yung boredom mo ba sa quarantine.
Yes.
So ayun, unti-unti yun, nabuo yung mga singers, kinukuha na sa corporate events, virtual lahat. So dun ako papasok. Dun, yung people like us who can work behind the scenes, you know, just
to organize, yeah.
Yeah, I've done so many concerts just sitting down like this. Parang it was so impossible. It was unimagined back then. Kasi kami noon, ang live concerts was meeting muna, tapos may rehearsals ka, tapos meeting ulit, tapos may setup, may ocular inspection, may technical rehearsals, tapos may rehearsals pa before the live, tapos may live ulit. So it was a lot of interpersonal reactions and collaborations, no? Pagdating ng COVID, hindi ka nakikita. Zoom lang or text lang. With COVID, it was a lot of group chats. It was a lot of texting. It was a lot of Zooms. And so parang dati, I would do recordings personally. Ngayon, nagsusupervise ka ng recording, nakaupo ka sa silya, yung kumakantang singer nasa somewhere, tapos nagaano siya, kumakanta siya. It was challenging kasi dati, personal yon. Pag may narinig kang mali, agad-agad makokorek mo siya. Ito, may Zoom, may delay. Pag kumanta siya, buka ng bibig bago dumating sa iyo yung tunog para may delay. So it had to take a little bit of adjustment as well, especially on our parts also. So but kinailangan parang people adjusted, people adapted, and the audience accepted it. Parang okay sa kanila na makitang nakadamit, ganito, malay mo, naka-shorts lang ako sa baba, singer, di ba? Hindi nila alam yun. But to them, it was like the artist almost in the flesh singing to you. And it was almost a personal thing. Parang nasa sala mo lang sila din. Ganon yung effect nun eh. So the artists, they started developing their technical skills as well. Hindi na pwede yung pangit yung tunog mo kasi yung iba maganda yung tunog. Yung iba may studio na sa bahay dati. Hindi pwedeng pangit yung background mo. Nag-i-invest na sila ng green screen para na-edit yung background.
Okay.
Diba? So, bumili na ng mga maayos na mga microphones and recording stuff. So, parang in a way, ang maganda doon, you can edit the sound and the video.
Oo. Parang pre-recorded no? Kahit na...
Parang album ang dating ng mga shows ngayon. Kasi like in our case, also, kunyari singer ka, we will just require you to, just submit your vocal track and then we'll take care of the rest. We will mix it and then give it back to you so you can use it for either video lip sync. Some singers like to sing. Yung kunyari, parang ganito, live na nilang kakantahin yon, they're already recording it. May -1 lang sa tenga nila, they sing it live, and then they submit the video. Others, they will sing muna, isasubmit sa amin yung vocal track na halos a cappella, we have it mixed, we give it back to them, i-lip sync mo to yung video mo, i-lip sync mo, and then we will edit. Ang ganda-ganda ng sound. Kasi nababalanse mo lahat, naaayos mo yung video, nako-correct mo siya. So, professionally, minimix mo parang album.
Okay.
So, if done right, you can have a really fantastic concert na virtual, na digital.
Eloisa,
so, yes.
Alam mo ba kung ito, kasi may mga major concerts online, no? Yung magbabayad ka, di ba? Kumikita ba yun?
I would think so. Kasi you also just estimate kung kunyari, ilan ang sa tingin mo ang fan base nito, ilan ang na-adjust naman yung budget kasi Poche. Na-adjust yung budget, pwede kang minsan magko-concert ka, hindi mo naman kailangan lahat bagong areglo. Tapos pag digital ka, kung ikaw yung artist, hindi ka naman siguro sisingil the same way as you do a live concert with live ticket selling. So everything is adjusted and reduced. Kasi the purpose is, ang una mong purpose, wag lang malugi. Break even, at least. And then pag naabot mo yung break-even, paano tayo kikita? O baka hindi naman kailangan lahat ng areglo, mga 3 existing na -1 or whatever. Baka pwede ka mag-guess ng kaibigan na hindi masyadong taas ang talent fee.
Okay. So lahat negotiable?
I think, ito akin, kapag ang singer, part of the production, like half producer siya, kikita sila doon. Kasi hindi siya maniningil lang malaki.
Tama.
And kaya niyang i-control. But if you are just a producer and you just want a big artist, may challenge yon. Kasi yung big artist, maraming demands. Gusto ko ganito, gusto ko yung areglo ko ganito, gusto ko yung may package yan. Kasama yung glam team niya, kasama yung arrangers niya, kasama yung choice of musicians niya. So syempre, mas iba yung cost noon. Pero kung itong artist na to, siya mismo yung producer noon, siya mismo mag-adjust. Hindi siya magde-demand. So, although it's not a bad thing, it's just that kayang daanin sa masusing usapin at coordination. If you're expecting napakalaking kita, ayusin mo yung yung production budget mo, di ba? Pero kung gusto mo nang at the same time makatulong, kasi may mga artists na ganito, they are not after themselves earning as the first goal.
Okay.
Maraming nakasakay sa kanila usually. Maraming yung ibang musicians na umaasa sa kanila, yung ibang glam team umaasa sa kanila, marami silang ibang staff na dating umaasa sa kanila. If he or she does like one concert at kumita siya ng konti lang, nabigyan din niya ng trabaho tong lahat na to without having to shell out from his or her own pocket, di ba? Sometimes may ganon. May mga artista na yun yung target. Sige, gawa tayo ng show para makatulong, kumita yung iba na nawalan din. Kasi hindi lang artist all these, the other staff na kasama nila.
Tama.
Lahat yun. Mas lalong lahat yun. Yung utility person mo na nasa live concert, paano kikita yun, di ba? And more so the technical people, yung mga lighting director, yung mga stage manager, paano kikita yan sa isang virtual show? O yan, nakikita mo yung mga pictures na yan. Those had like hundreds of staff and technical crew behind one big show, di ba? One recording na ganyan, merong audio engineer dyan, merong assistant dyan. Lahat yun, wala. Lahat yun hindi mo mabibigyan ng kita. So by doing also, the artists who are selfless and they want to help, at the same time, keeping their career pa rin afloat. So they do this. They share their talent and time. So I think maraming values na nabuo at lumabas nitong COVID dahil doon. Yun ang tingin ko. Kasi biglang after noon, ang dadali ng kausap Lahat, not that they were difficult to talk to. Matagal naman na tayo sa industriya and all these people are friends, no? So lahat naman sila madaling kausap. But even managers now, the adjustment is so big para makatulong, para to keep the industry afloat. So I think if we keep all that, everyone is just helping. So palagay ko naman makakatulong at hindi lulubog.
Eloisa, mamaya kwento mo yung adjustments na ginawa mo at kung mas stressful ba o ano ang nangyayari ngayon sa yung setup ngayon after the short break.
Okay.
Paturok, paturok. Pababakuna ka ba? 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 Vaccination for the nation. No more isolation. With vaccination. Pababakuna ka ba? 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 Paturok, paturok, paturok.
This public service advisory is brought to you by Daily Tribune and 100.3 RJFM.
Oh, vaccination, isolation. Gotta keep up with my nutrition. Gotta maintain my body condition. Then I can take my vaccination. What do I choose? What do I take? As long as it is not a fake. AstraZeneca, Moderna, BioNTech, even Sinovac, okay na. Pababakuna ka ba? 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 Vaccination for the nation, no more isolation. With vaccination, pababakuna ka ba? 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 Paturok, paturok, paturok.
This public service advisory is brought to you by Daily Tribune and 100.3 RJFM.
Globe, our steps can lead us to millions of doors opening, millions of paths unfolding, and millions of reasons to keep going. Now's the time to be with a network that gets better every day for you.
Wala yung audio.
Paano nag-adjust ang live entertainment industry ng Pilipinas sa pandemya? Eloisa?
Hi. Yes, we're back.
In your case, yes. Ano ang mga challenges? Gaano ka-stressful to? Di ba sinasabi nila mas stressful ang setup ngayon? Kahit na nasa bahay ka lang? Okay.
No. Okay. Both yes and no.
Yes.
Both yes and no. Unang-una, the few benefits that personally I thought was better. Kasi unang-una, kunyari before COVID, you have a meeting. In my case, I live in Makati. May meeting ako sa Quezon City. Going out of the house will take you an hour to prepare. Driving through traffic and getting to the place of your meeting will take you another hour. And you have a meeting na mga 30 minutes to an hour. Tapos babalik ka na naman ng isang oras papunta doon sa bahay mo. Yung 1 hour mo na trabaho before COVID, you have to extend that to mga 4 hours. Kasi yung driving, yung traffic, yung preparation, yung additional, di ba? Sa bahay, kung ano lang yung kailangan mo, that's it. You go to Zoom, you meet about it. So yung 4 hours na yon na ginagamit mo for the regular meeting in a different place or in a different location other than your house would take you 4 hours. In your house, may meeting tayong Zoom, 30 minutes. Okay, bye-bye. May next Zoom ako. Another meeting. So yung 4 hours na yon, ang dami mo na talagang nabuo. Ang dami mo nang nagawa. That's one. Kasi you didn't have to leave your house, di ba? So, ang downside naman noon, I thought madali, but at some point, it would also catch up on me na parang, hey, teka muna, stressful, masyadong parang ansaya nung ang kamiting mo, taong totoo, hindi gadget. So parang after a while, nag-excuse ka na, teka muna, meron ako iba, pero ayaw mo na lang muna humawak ng gadget. Tapos when there is a show, you always talk a lot na live. With the pandemic, ang meeting mo, one show, mga 30 group chats yun. Iba yung group chat for coordination, iba yung group chat ng artista, ng manager, iba yung technical. Tapos iba pa yun, may Viber, may Telegram, may Messenger, may text pa. Sometimes I wake up and I think, saan nga ba yung message kahapon ng isang staff ko? It will take me an hour just to look for that message. Saan nga ba niya nilagay yun? Sa Messenger ba? Sa text ba? Was it on Viber? Was it on Telegram? So, doon personally nasa-stress ako. Kasi before this, okay. I wasn't a techie person. I was a creative person. I was a musical person. Diretso sa tao, diretso sa creativity, diretso sa trabaho. Ngayon, before you even go to all of that, text muna. The first thing that you do when you wake up, when you have an event is, sino mga nag-text? Anong mga problema? So, grabe, there was one, just to give you a little example. We just did the 75th anniversary of MVP, of Manny Pangilinan, just last month.
Okay.
So that we had like less than a month to prepare everything, and everything was just on a laptop, on a cell phone. So parang at some point, nung pumasok na yung lahat ng mga kanta at yung edit, sabay-sabay na kami nag-edit, ang trabaho ko na lang doon was to sit in front of the laptop and wait. wait for the comments kasi may mga ilang group chats yon, kada number ibang group chat. So may papasok na message, okay ba tong editing na to, bubuksan mo, papanoorin mo. Finally tapos ka na, may papasok na may ibang message sa ibang kanta. It was all like that. So parang ear fatigue, eye fatigue, brain fatigue, back fatigue, neck fatigue kasi nakaupo ka lang the entire time. So you just had to get up on your own, a little bit of stretching kasi gano'n naman yung challenge physically, no? You also had to do a lot of multitasking. Hindi pwedeng dati pag ako yung head ng isang production, I have like a lot of people under me. There are different talent coordinators, there are different PAs, there are music assistants, there are coordinators for managers and all that. With COVID, hindi pwedeng ite-text mo pa yung assistant mo para checkin mo nga to. Hindi na, ikaw na gagawa, di ba? I-check mo pa ba yung music assistant mo? Can you research like a particular song for me? Hindi na, ikaw na yun. So you end up doing a lot of other jobs na dati kasama sa ibang staff. So you learn also a lot of multitasking. You learn a lot of skills on your own. Kasi wala kang choice eh. It will take a lot of time. Te-text mo pa, hihintay mo pa yung sagot. Eh di ikaw na lang gumawa, 'di ba? So before you know it, ikaw na yung technician, ikaw na yung sa editing, ikaw na yung talent coordinator, halos ikaw na din lahat. And that's just us. The artists also, the on-cam talent had also a lot of adjustments. Sila din. Kasi meron mga iba hindi talaga sanay dun sa technical setup. Yung, guest ka po namin, meron isang virtual show, guest ka, okay, ano gagawin ko? Ito po yung -1, i-record mo muna yung boses mo, ipadala mo sa akin, tapos ibabalik ko sa iyo, i-mix natin, i-lip-sync mo, ibigay mo sa akin ulit yung video kasi i-edit ko para sa master. Hindi nila maintindihan na yun. yung mga medyo seniors, lito na sila doon. Buti if they have like apo or young children who can do that technical setup. Otherwise, hirap sila. The younger artistas who are used to gadgets and a lot of social media, that's easy. Easily, madali sa kanila yon. Madali mag-adapt ng technology, ng changes, sila mismo natututo na mag-record ng sarili. They now learn audio programs or audio mixing apps. Sila na mismo yon. So, madaming ganong challenges both for on-cam performers and yung mga behind the scenes na tulad natin. So, but kinakailangan, sabi nga nung teacher ko dati, be obsolete every day. So, ibig sabihin, yung alam mo kahapon, luma na yan. Kailangan mag-adjust ka anong bago today.
Okay.
So you have to have that mindset. Kung siguro hindi, bigla kang bagsakan ng something like COVID, wala, mamamatay negosyo mo talaga. So, buti, meron naman konting adjustment. So, yeah, buhay pa rin naman ang industry.
The show must go on.
Yeah, has to. Definitely.
Eloisa,
however,
paano ka nagre-relax? How do you distress? Although nakikita ko sa personality mo, parang bagay ka dyan sa trabaho mo.
Distress is, it's so funny that when I had patong-patong na shows, I would write all my schedule like a student. Yung, kunyari, nakasulat talaga sa papel yun. I should have pala sent you. Kunyari, 8 a.m., wake up, breakfast. 9 o'clock, check and answer all the texts, 9 to 10. 10 to 12 o'clock, work on that particular show. At kailangan i-schedule yun. Hindi ko siya iba-ibahin na. Kasi otherwise, that's how all the pressure creeps in, no? Pagka halo-halo na siya. So ako, I would really put on a schedule. So kung minsan, kunyari may ibang show na papasok siya ng 11 o'clock, hindi ko yun intindihin. Mamaya ka pang 2 o'clock na ka-schedule. Mamaya kita intindihin. Kailangan kong tapusin to. Kung hindi, magkakagulo-gulo. So, and then pagka lunchtime, that's lunchtime. I will not hold any cell phone. I will not go to my laptop. I will enjoy my lunch. Kahit 20 minutes lang yun. Let's say, I'm given 15 to 20 minutes lang to eat. and then it's 15 minutes of quiet lunch.
Mhm.
So that's how I would do it. Ayan, no, pag nakikita niyo yung pictures, so yung mga aso ko, that's my distress. That's my form of
Okay.
Pagka may dogs ka, kasama yan. Kasama yan sa pamparelax.
Okay.
Mga aso. So ganon. And then if I sleep, I sleep. If I eat, I eat. Hindi yung kumakain ka, nagte-text ka, nasa laptop kang kumakain, tapos mamaya, no.
No,
I'm
that's a
not
no-no, ha? Oo.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So
Okay.
before you know it, parang power nap. Meron kang power nap several times a day. I will just turn off the phone, laptop, sandali lang. Even enjoy a cup of coffee with no texting, with no laptop. So it gives you just enough time to, okay, I'm ready. I enjoyed coffee, I'm back. So babalik ka sa laptop, ganon. So hindi yung, you can see my setup, minsan magulo siya, kalat-kalat siya dyan. But I multitask with work. But when I need to rest, or when I need that little power nap, hindi mo ko pwedeng guluhin. Kahit may tumatawag dyan, hindi ko yun sasagutin. I'll turn it off. Konti lang naman mga 10-15 minutes, every few hours lang naman . So I guess that's how I am able to do all that and finish it at the same time. Tinuro ko yun . I used to teach.
Okay.
In Enderan.
Okay.
In Enderan colleges for about 2 years. I taught events management. So handling management, time management was a crucial topic in my Kasi pag nangarag ka, pag hindi mo na alam kung anong uunahin mo at hindi mo na alam kung anong tatapusin mo, ay magkakagulo ka talaga. For the kind of job that I do, hindi pwedeng, teka muna, pagod pa siya mamaya na natin siyang guluhin. Hindi pwede yon. Talagang papasok yun. Kailangan mong tapusin. So ikaw na lang ang gagawa ng distressing ko lang. Ito lang, 10 minutes, break. Then toast tayo ulit. So that's how I do it. That's me. I don't know if it's effective to other people.
Eloisa, imagine natin na bumalik ng ang back to normal. Meron ka bang dream production na hindi mo pa nagagawa? Although you've done a lot.
Dati iniisip ko yung sa mga artista kunyari. Personally, I would pride myself. Ako lang. Hindi ko din i-display or whatever. Personal resume ko, I'd say I wanted to do a concert with si Sharon kasi I did most of her main concert. So dream come true naman yon kay Sharon lagi. I work with all of sila Mr. C, and then
lahat, lahat.
Dati I wanted to produce a concert for Gary, and then that happened kasi they got me to be the production manager for Arise, yung concert ni Gary yung dalawa. Tapos I have not done a concert with Leia Salonga na solo, yung big concert niya.
Okay.
So and Regine even. So meron lang a lot of guestings, Leia and I, we work together dun sa Bayanihan Musikahan na 1-hour show. Pero yung malaking concert like a full orchestra in a big show, sa mga locals yun. And then for a time I dreamt of what it's like kaya to work in the opening ceremonies of the Olympics, kunyaring ganon. Kahit siguro mag-PA lang ako doon, tagabigay ng kape, parang the experience of it, yung ganyan. And then we had a little taste of that when we did the opening ceremonies of the SEA Games. Kasi yung American group, yung 5 Currents that executed all that, yung executing group nun, is a group that does mount Olympics. So sila yung nag-mount ng London Olympics, sila yung nag-mount ng LA Olympics, and then sila yung nag-mount ng SEA Games opening ceremonies. Pero the creative content, that was all Filipino. The content was Floyd Quintos, tas I was the music producer for that, choreographer nun si Dexter Santos, puro Filipino yon. So kung ano yung napanood nyo na opening ceremonies, puro yon output ng Pinoy worker. But the execution, siyempre yung sistema, yung ganon, yung order, tinuro sa amin ng American group. So, and then that was like a bucket list. That was like a check of my bucket list. Parang, how do they do this? How do they do big Olympic shows? How do they have numbers of 600 people in attendance or in participation? So, nakuha namin lahat ng style. Oh, so that's how they do it. Lahat pala yun may in-ear. So, kunyari, kikita mo may isang, yung group na 300 yung sumasayaw, lahat pala yun may in-ear. All of the participants. So they get direct instructions from, so okay. So ganun, that's how you do it. Okay. So may mga ganon, I guess in the local scene, parang happy naman na ako dun sa laman ng resume. I guess ano lang, paano pa ba? Mukhang happy naman na ako.
Sa personal life, I heard that you have a son who's a filmmaker.
I have 2 boys. My eldest is a musician. He's a classical guitarist. Pero hindi because hindi naman muna sila active lahat ngayon. My second son is a filmmaker actor. He graduated from the New York Film Academy, both for filmmaking and acting. So he was contracted by Viva. And ayun na nga, nag-uumpisa pa lang yung career niya, nag-COVID na. So, syempre, nung nag-COVID, itong mga baguhan pa sila eh. So, nung nag-COVID, and then finally, you understand that the producers will get yung mga medyo datit ng kilala para madaling mabenta, kasi syempre, very limiting. So, ayun, he had na several projects, tapos he's gonna have one big one soon. So hopefully hindi na naman siya maharang ng COVID or dumami na naman yung mga variants ng COVID.
Oo nga eh.
So, we don't know what's gonna happen. So we're all vaccinated, but then tinatamaan din yung mga nababakuna. So we'll just pray that it's a safe time and venue for them to work. So,
meron ka pa bang gustong gawin sa buhay na unrelated to your work?
Actually kasi how I got into music was because my mother was a classical pianist, a teacher. So pinilit niya ako mag-aral ng piano. Hindi pinilit. It always came out that I wanted to play the piano as a kid. So I did study classical music for many years, and the dream was to become a classical pianist like my mother. But I also play by ear. So pag classical pianist ka at tumutugtog ka ng uwido, may clash talaga yun somewhere. Kasi yung classical pianist, kailangan i-perfect mo yung pyesa. Pero pagka nag-uwido ka, kahit anong alam mong tugtog, pwede mo tugtugin, jamming, banda, yung ganyan. So, I think that's the reason kung bakit hindi ko pinursue yung piano, hindi ko tinapos. And then I went into, of course, I went to Ateneo, and then naiba na yon, hindi na classical, na AB Communications na. But it's funny that when I went to ABS with a degree in communication arts, wanting to become a producer for television. It's so funny that I ended up doing all the musical specials of ABS anyway. Kasi si Mr. C o si Ryan Cayabyab, yung head, parang they would put people who kinda understood music. So, isa ako doon sa nakakasundo ni Mr. C. Hanggang sa lahat na ng mga shows ni Mr. C, ako na yung laging naka-assign as music producer, as EP for music. So, ayun na, tumuloy-tuloy na doon. So that's why I was able to do both, learn the dynamics of producing a show because I graduated communication, and sa ABS ganun din naman training. But because of that personal leaning sa music, so nakabit ko yon. I am a musical event producer. So siguro I pride myself with the fact na hindi ko masyado nakikita yung ganon in the industry. There are other music producers, there are other event producers, pero bihira yung pareho. Yung isang taong kausap mo, siya na yon. Pwede siya mag-music, pwede siya mag-produce ng event. So, yun yung tinake kong position in the industry. That's why kung may live events, okay ako. kung walang live at kailangan mo lang yung creative ng music, okay din ako doon. So that's how I survived the COVID. Kasi ayun,
you're doing well.
Siguro I want to going back to your question, is there anything else? If I had the time, I would like to finish that music thing. I'd like to be able to call myself an accomplished
pianist.
Hindi man classical pianist, but tapusin ko yung music course siguro. I think that's for myself and for my mother. Baka ganon.
Alright. Sana mangyari, ha?
Invite kita pag nag-rehearsal.
Alright.
Nag-recital lang pala.
Okay.
So,
we'll be right back with Eloisa Matias after this short break.
Mga katribo, handa na ba kayong sumayaw at manalo? Halina't sumali sa Katribo Bakuna Paturok TikTok Challenge handog ng Daily Tribune, Teleradyo Bandido TV at RJFM. Napakadali lang sumali. Step 1. Like at i-follow ang Daily Tribune Facebook page at TikTok account upang maging updated at makasali. Step 2. Bumuo ng isa o grupo na hanggang 3 katao at gumawa ng TikTok video gamit ang opisyal na Paturok Jingle Daily Tribune at RJFM na makukuha sa TikTok account ng Daily Tribune.
Pababakuna ka ba? 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 Vaccination for the nation, no more isolation. With vaccination, pababakuna ka ba? 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 Paturok, paturok, paturok.
Step 3. I-post ang inyong video sa Daily Tribune TikTok account at gamitin ang hashtag Katribo Bakuna Paturok. Maaari ring i-mention ang Daily Tribune TikTok account para sa inyong entry. Huwag kalimutang i-like ang official Facebook page ng Daily Tribune. Manood at huwag kalimutang i-share ang programang Gising Na Facebook livestream mula alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng umaga para alamin ang daily winner. Lahat pwede sumali. Make your move. Lumabas at magpaturok na ng bakuna.
Paturok, paturok.
Welcome back to Wazzup. We've been talking to music and events producer Eloisa Matias. Kinikwento niya po paano nag-adjust ang live events industry ng Pilipinas sa pandemya. Eloisa, it's time to have some fun. We'll ask you a few questions. Ang tawag nito sa game na to, would you rather? Would you rather?
Would you rather?
Yeah. We'll flash. Okay. Would you rather seek career advice from Charo Santos Concio or Vilma Santos Recto?
I'm not an on-cam performer, so I would seek advice from CSE, from Miss Charo Santos.
Mm-hmm.
Dahil naman pati dati ko siyang boss.
Yes, matagal kayo nagkatrabaho.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather sing along or sing with Gary V or Martin Rivera? If you were a singer.
Pareho ko naman love yan. Depende sa kanta. Depende sa song. I think if Tagalog or more pop, I'd go with Gary.
Mm-hmm.
With Martin, siguro ballads and Broadway. If I had that dream, kunyari gusto ko mag-Broadway singer, dito sa dalawa, si Martin pipiliin ko ka-duet. But more on pop, si Gary kasi is very adventurous with his music, with arrangements, with so doon naman sa part na yon Gary naman.
All right. Next photos. Would you rather hang out with Sharon or Regine, and why?
Of course, Sharon, because aside from she is one of my very dear friends, marami kami pinagsamahan, marami kaming secrets. We know each other's lives practically. How only because of work. And if I was given the opportunity to hang out more with Regine, and I have spoken with her a few times, and each time that's a pleasant conversation. It's malalim, it's mababa. We talk of music, we talk of the impact on the industry. So pareho namang okay, but since if you will ask me to choose, only because si Sharon bago pa niya tapusin yung sentence, alam ko na yung ending eh. May ganun na kasi akong bonding with Sharon.
Okay.
So yun.
Ganun kayo kalalim ha? Ang samahan nyo.
Remember that I started as your music researcher in 1988.
Oo, yung first job mo to show na agad.
Yeah, na my first job. And then I became her EP. And then I became the executive producer of the Sharon Cuneta Show after Olive Lamasan became director. Si Inang Olive kasi yung unang EP noon. And I was the music researcher. The entire run, everything that she sang on the show, that was researched by me. So after that, I did several of her concerts pa, including her latest na malaki, yung 40th anniversary niya. So I'm ninang of her daughter, Miel. She is ninang of my son, yung eldest son ko. So, ganun kabit pusod kay Mega.
Okay.
So, yun. Only because it's more personal with Sharon. But as I said, the few times that I've talked to Regine, sobra siyang nakakatuwang tao. Sobra ang taas ng talent, ang taas ng humor. And I'm not surprised that the two of them are very close also.
Okay. Would you rather join a beauty pageant or perform in a concert?
Oh my God. So, I would perform as a pianist, not as a singer probably. I would probably perform as a musician. May beauty contest, uno yan.
Okay. For the last question, would you rather have Piolo or Ding Dong as a leading man in your own movie, in your own script? Ikaw ang lahat.
Kunyari ako, I'd go for Piolo. I'd go for Piolo. Kasi din naman, mas kilala ko si Piolo kaysa kay...
Nakatrabaho mo rin. Yeah.
ABS kasi eh. ABS ako eh.
Tama. Oo.
And when Piolo was just starting, ando na kami. Kami na yung mga tsahin niya. So leading man, parang baka nanay pa.
Okay. Eloisa, you've done a lot. You've spent a long time, devoted much of your life in the entertainment, in show business. Ano ang pwede mong maibahagi sa amin na insight sa buhay? Sa trabaho? Sa experience mo?
Sa experience, as a worker, yun na yung sinabi ko kanina that, kasi you just said it, ang tagal-tagal ko nang nandito mula 1988. Pwede namang napalitan na ako, di ba? Pwede naman yung mga bata, sila na. Pwede naman yung ibang, maraming mas magagaling dyan. There's always a bigger fish. There's always someone who's gonna be better than you, whether you like it or not, whether you admit it or not. There's someone out there who's always better than you. But how do you stay? How do you stay in the business? And I have stayed since 1988 until now. They still get me. I'm still fortunate. They still like me. As a worker, hindi kasi yon hindi kasi yon yung walang ginagawa. No, I do my work. I do my research. If I don't have work at the moment, I learn ano yung bago, sino yung bago, ano yung bagong areglo, ano ang bagong trend. I learn it eh. I always have like a notebook with me wherever I go. I must have like dozens and dozens of notebooks already. I just keep on writing notes. Kung wala akong ginagawa, I go to music. Sino yung uso ngayon? And then, sinong first 10 ng music ganyan? Kasi that's my job. So when I watch concerts, that's not because I enjoy the artist. Last reason yun, o second reason yun. When I watch a concert, anong bago? Bakit ka sikat? Anong trend mo? Learning I'm always learning. Parang doktor. So akala mo lang, creative ka, pwede ka lang gumawa. No eh. Yung creative dies down eh. The creativity slows down. You lose it sometimes. But how do you not lose it is if you keep on feeding it also. So that's one, no? Kaya parang kahit lately, parang feeling mo, lola na nga ako sa business, di ba? But they still get me for Coke Studio. And ang Coke Studio, ang bata, ang audience ng Coke Studio, Gen Z. 13 years old to 21 years old. Mas bata pa sa mga anak ko. But they still get me because siguro, kaya ko mag-adjust doon. Hindi sa pamumuhay, but sa knowing ano ang gusto ng mga bata, ano yung tunog ng mga bata. And that's because, and that doesn't come like on a silver platter lang na, siya, matagal na yan, marami nang alam niya, kunin mo. No. Kasi kahit marami kang alam ba niya uso ngayon? Alam ba niya sino yung sikat kahapon? So, as a worker, and hindi lang as a music producer, I guess, as a director, as any worker, you always have to be updated. You always have to know. And that takes effort. And I put in a lot of work for that. So I learn, when I go abroad, I watch all these plays. Mga Broadway, ganyan. Not because, una mahal, but investment mo yun eh. Anong uso, anong bago. And music to me, Pocha, you'd be surprised. I'm a very musical person. That's obvious. I'm a musician even in my own. But if you ask me, I don't have a theme song. I don't have a song that I love. I don't have a song na paulit-ulit kong pinakikinggan. Wala nga akong alam na kanta by memory eh. Kasi yung mga kanta sa akin, dumadaan as work.
Tama.
Parang, pag may magandang music, oh my God, ang ganda-ganda. Paano ba niya inareglo yun? Ang ganda ng instrumental. Ay, ang ganda ng intro. So all of that, it's just like stored knowledge. I always tell this to my kids. Be like a tumbleweed. Yung nag-umpisa yan maliit. Lahat ng dinadaanan niya, kinukuha niya para lumaki lang siya ng lumaki. So all of those are stored knowledge to me. All of those, I remember everything. I always look back to everything. You never burn bridges. Minsan may hindi naman kagalit, but minsan may makakabangga kang, minsan manager, minsan ibang producer. But you don't burn bridges. Kasi as I said, maliit yung mundo eh. Maliit yung mundo ng entertainment. Pag meron ka dyan inape, nako, babalikan. And this I always tell to my young staff. Never have an issue with money. Sa akin ang personal yun. Never. Huwag kang manunuba, huwag kang manggagancho ng pera. I don't mark up on artists' talent fees and all this stuff, and they all know that. So, and then you build the trust that you enjoy after. So, marami yan. That's probably another show kung ano yung, ano yung little things that I do. But off the bat, ganyan yung tinatanong mo ko, ano yung yun, unang-una, never have any issue with money. As a producer, kasi tapos ka dyan. And there's no forgiving. There is no forgiving. Pag ang issue ng isang tao ay pera. And secondly, as a personal thing, huwag ka mainggit, hindi porque senior ka, ikaw lagi ang kukunin. Kasi kung senior ka, mahal ka na, yung mas bata, mas magaling sa'yo, mas may alam na uso, mas masipag, mas madaling kausap, yun ang kukunin. And that goes through with even me as a producer to artists na mahirap kausap. Ay, alam naman natin, meron mga mahirap kausap. Magaling ka. Pero kung nahihirapan ako sa'yo, doon na lang ako sa hindi mas magaling. Kasi pwede ko bigyan ng magandang concept yun. So, that's also easy, parang I'm trying to look for the word na yung madali kang kausap, madali kang katrabaho. Hindi ka naman cheap, ha? Hindi ka cheap. Pero yung nakaka-adjust ka, and then para I always think for them to say that it was their pleasure working with me. That's always an end line in my head. Para I hope you enjoyed working with me. I hope you learned something from me. So ganun ako to my staff and to other artists also. So it is such a joy when they throw you a message of thanks after, and they were so grateful that you got them, and then they liked the number. But I always say, you make my job you make my job look good. Yung skill mo, yung husay mo. Parang pag nabuo ko lahat yon, akala mo ang galing-galing kong producer. Hindi lang. Sila yun. the arrangers, the singers. But you also draw it out from them kasi, 'di ba? Bigyan mo ng magandang areglo, magpe-perform talaga 'yan ng maayos. Tapos pag ang ganda-ganda, napupuri ka din kasi ang husay nila. So ganon. It's still no man is an island. Hindi mo 'yan kayang ikaw lang mag-isa. So it's you and the people you work for and the people you serve and the audience. So yun. Tsaka ito na lang, panghuli. When I do a show, I always have two intentions in mind. Kunyari may isang goals pala. So, dalawa yan palagi. Let's say may isa kang show na artista, may mga fans na yon. Yung aso ko, nagreklamo na. May mga fans na yon, yung isang artista na gagawan mo ng show. Yung two things na sinasabi ko is this. What's in it for your fans? Yung gagawin nating show. Kasi alam na nila lahat about you. So ano yung bagong ibibigay mo sa kanila? And yung pangalawa, dun sa non-fans mo. Paano natin mako-convert yan maging fans mo? Ay, ang galing, hindi ko alam. Ay ano pala siya. Magaling pala siya. So the admirers lang who are not fans, how do we convert them to become admirers of your music? To become fans of your music? So, laging goal yun. Yung mga fans mo, saturated na yan, anong bago for them? And yung non-fans mo, paano yan magiging fans mo? Paano to magiging memorable sa kanila? Every event always has to be like the best event they ever watched or the best music they ever heard. So that's always my goal. Hindi man sa iba, I will not have something that I am not happy with. So kailangan mag-ulit-ulit tayo ng areglo. Paulit-ulit ko pakanta sa'yo yan. Kailangan pumasa yan sa tenga ko. Pag pumasa sa tenga ko, papasa yan sa tao. So that's just me, I guess.
Eloisa Matias, music and events producer who never stops learning in her job, obviously likes her job, is happy with her job. Salamat.
Thank you so much, Poch. Thank you.
This has been Pocholo Concepcion of Wazzup, Daily Tribune. I'll see you next Tuesday. Thank you.